Do you ever feel ungrounded? Like you're not fully in your body, or almost as though you're observing everything that's happening around you without really feeling present. Dissociation at varying levels is a common response for those who experience intense anxiety symptoms, emotion dysregulation, or have histories of trauma. In today's video, I'll be sharing several ways that you can ground yourself in the present moment when you're experiencing dissociation. I'm Meredith Mackenzie of Parallel Wellness. On this channel, we explore topics that bring clients to our therapy practice every day. You'll find tips and strategies that you can make your own to enhance your everyday life and manage your mental wellness. So subscribe to the channel and hit the bell in the corner so you're notified when we post new videos. We publish every Wednesday. Dissociation at varying levels is a common response for those who experience intense anxiety symptoms, emotion dysregulation, or have histories of trauma. Sometimes, though, the fight, flight, freeze response and the impending danger that our bodies perceive that we're in is too much for us to handle. This is happening more subconsciously than we can cognitively be aware of. So when we use this model of the brain by Dr. Dan Siegel and we flip our lid, a lot of our rational thinking abilities go offline. If you haven't checked out my video on the fight, flight, freeze response yet, check it out. I'm putting the description down below and also in this card. Some people tend to physically dissociate and lose touch with the physical sensation of being within their body, while others tend to create distance between themselves and their emotional experiences. Others can lose conscious connection with their thoughts. Now, this is a very big topic and I am by no means an expert on it. It's an area that I'm still learning very much about myself. But if you're interested in learning more about dissociation, leave a comment in the comment section down below and I'd love to create another video on this topic. What I really want to make clear in this video is that everybody's responses to traumatic events and anxiety and emotionally distressing situations is completely different. Some people have never experienced dissociation in their life, whereas others are more vulnerable to it. Today I'm going to cover ways that you can ground yourself when you're experiencing dissociation. How you use these strategies will be unique to you. Some people report that certain grounding techniques can be triggering for them, so I encourage you to listen to yourself and what you believe is best for you. The first technique is grounding within your body. Now, this is one technique that can be triggering for some, so please take caution when you're trying it for yourself. But what grounding in your body involves is using your body and your awareness of your body in this moment to really be present. Now, that involves the skill of mindfulness to be able to explore and observe what's happening within your body in a non-judgmental way. And how you can start this for yourself is doing a bit of a scan of your body. A lot of people like to close their eyes when they do this because it helps them to focus. Noticing in your body if there's any areas of tension, if you're holding muscles tight in one area more so than another, if you're noticing any pain, and noticing any other sensations, like perhaps you have a fluttering in your heart, or you can just feel some energy pulsing through your body. Taking note of everything that's happening within your body and just observing it without judgment. From there, you can take notice of your breath. Notice your breath as it comes in through your nostrils, as it fills your lungs, as you feel your diaphragm expand, and then as everything starts to shrink back up and the air comes back out and out through your mouth. Taking a few moments to really focus on that deep breathing and the sensation of breath coming in and out of your body. To ground within your body, you can also focus on other physical sensations that are close to your body. What does your shirt feel like as it rubs up against your arm? What do your legs feel like as they're sitting in your chair or on your bed? From there, you can even try to press into the chair or press your feet into the ground to really notice that solid feeling of you being here in this moment, your body being physically present. Small movements are also a really good way to ground yourself within your body. Maybe that means wiggling your toes or pressing your hands up against one another and feeling the pressure on either side, or even tapping your fingers on different parts of your body. All of these strategies are aimed at bringing your awareness back into your body, back into the present. The next strategy you can try is grounding within your surroundings. And this is one that I find to be more accessible to those individuals who find that grounding within their bodies can be really triggering because it's more of an outward focused grounding activity. Now, you may have heard of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise before, and that's exactly what this is. So with this type of grounding activity, you really want to take in your surroundings of wherever you are, and that's why I really like this, because you can be in a coffee shop, you can be in a classroom, you can be driving, you can be at home. Anywhere you are, you have a surrounding around you, and you can use that to your advantage for grounding. So starting at 5, we look around the room and we identify 5 things that we can see. And you want to name those things, you want to describe them to yourself, and you want to really investigate them. Again, try to think of this as a mindfulness activity where you're really exploring something for the first time. What does it look like? What does the texture look like? What color is it? Really describe it to yourself in detail, and that's going to really help you to immerse yourself in that moment and ground ground yourself in the physical surroundings that you're able to see. The next one is to look for 4 things that you can feel. So maybe I can feel my clothing, I can feel myself seated, I can feel my toes in my shoes, and I can feel the air conditioning on my face. And yes, sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge to find 4 things that you can feel, but that's part of this game. You're trying to spend your time really focusing in the moment on things that you can feel. And by doing that, it distracts you from the other distressing things that were causing you to dissociate or to feel ungrounded. And the next thing that you do is bring your awareness to 3 things that you can hear. Maybe you can hear air conditioning, somebody talking in the next room, music playing, cars driving by. But again, bring your awareness to 3 things that you can hear. And the next thing is to look for 2 things you can smell. Maybe you can smell perfume or you can smell some food that's cooking. But again, bring your awareness to that sense of smell and 2 things that you're able to smell in the room. Lastly, you bring your awareness to 1 thing that you can taste, and you just look to your mouth for that one. So by going through your 5 senses and identifying these 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 things that are in your surrounding environment, you're really grounding yourself in the present moment and this space that's currently here. When you're feeling triggered, it's not uncommon to be taken to a different place or time, and by bringing yourself back to your surroundings that are currently here, it helps to ground you in the present moment in time where you are safe. The next grounding strategy I'm going to share is grounding yourself in symbols of the present. Like I said, when you're triggered, sometimes you can be taken to another place in time, so having symbols around you that represent your present life are really helpful for this. This could be a recent photograph, a birthday card that has your age on it, a bill that has your name on it and shows your address on it, an article or a newspaper with today's date, anything that's really going to ground you in the present time and is going to be a representative of that. So maybe you don't want to throw your mail away. Maybe you want to have it more present or have it in your purse or in your pocket, so that you've got this symbol or this representation. Even sometimes having a driver's license is something that's nice that you carry within your wallet that you're able to just pull out whenever you're needing it, and then you can have it with you wherever you are. What these symbols represent is the present time. So anything that you can find that really represents a sense of safety, accomplishment, anything that's going to help you to feel secure in the moment and remind you of where you are and how old you are can be really helpful. Another grounding strategy that I really like is grounding verbally. Now, what that looks like, and you can do this both orally aloud or you can do it within your own mind, but it's repeating some things that are really going to provide you with reassurance and a sense of safety. Some people like to have these things written down on a cue card or in their notes on their phone, but even if it's just something that you're able to read to yourself to be a good reminder that you are safe, that you are present, and that things will be okay, that these types of feelings do happen, but you're able to get through them. So maybe what this looks like for some people is reminding yourself that the memories that you're having or that the emotions that you're having do not have to have the power that they're currently having over you. They are just memories, they are just emotions. Yes, they are intense, but they are going to pass. You can ride this out, you can do this. And then the other part that I think is really important is to remind yourself that what you're feeling is totally normal. It's not a bad thing. It may feel really unpleasant. However, it's a normal response and that you're going to be okay. So really it's 2 things. Normalizing it for yourself and letting yourself know that this is going to be okay, I am safe. And then on the other hand, reminding yourself that these feelings are going to come and go. This is going to be really tough right now, but I can handle it and it's going to pass shortly. The next grounding technique I'm going to cover is counting. And that sounds really simplistic, and that's really why I love it so much. You can count anywhere and you can count anything. So it's really nice to be able to use it if you're in a situation where you feel uncomfortable doing any of the other grounding activities or you're needing something to be a little more discreet. Some people like to carry a bracelet on them that has a bunch of beads on it because then they can sit there and they can physically count the beads as they go around their wrist, and you can do it infinitely. It doesn't mean that you have to stop as you get to one end. Something else you could even do, because it's with you all the time, is you're able to count your pulse. So just sitting with yourself and counting your pulse. What it does is it does help to regulate your thoughts because you're being really mindful in the moment and focusing on one simple thing, counting, and you're able to also then regulate your heart rate, which is really nice if you're counting your pulse because it can help soothe and bring your heart rate down to a normal level if you're feeling really anxious and you're in that fight or flight mode where your heart rate is really escalated. Now, some people also like to pair this with a calming mantra where they're able to remind themselves, I am safe, I am okay, I'm gonna get through this, and just repeating that to themselves over and over again, or something else that's similar that works best for you. The next grounding exercise I'm going to share, I think, is a really great one for anyone who experiences that anxiety where they've got racing thoughts and they have a really hard time distracting themselves from those thoughts, where they just feel like they go down a rabbit hole and away their mind goes. And this one is to name in detail and think about, possibly try to hear, things from their favorite TV show, things about cars that they like, their favorite type of music, anything, and really get in depth with that. So I actually recommend this to any of my clients who experience trouble with falling asleep at night. A lot of people will experience bedtime anxiety where their thoughts just start to really run wild as they've had a chance to put their head down and the rest of the busyness of the day is gone and they're not able to be distracted by it anymore. Those really worried thoughts tend to flood in and people can feel really escalated at that point, and maybe they're not fully dissociating, but they're feeling a lot of distress. So the naming game is actually a really great way to distract your mind from those thoughts and to stay focused. It also even takes into account some of those other grounding techniques that we talked about, grounding in the surroundings, or maybe even grounding in your body. If you were imagining yourself listening to this type of music, or you imagined your favorite TV show and all of the characters and what they're doing, the sounds that are coming on through the screen, all of those things, by really enriching and thinking about a really detailed environment that's really just a fantasy environment as you're thinking of it all on your own. It's a great way to really try to think in detail that will help distract you and to help regulate yourself until you're feeling more grounded. When we're feeling unsafe, it tends to impact our body posture. Thinking about this from an evolutionary perspective, you have to imagine if you're in a fight or flight situation, you're going to want to keep yourself safe and protected. So oftentimes people, when they're experiencing any kind of intense emotions that are causing dissociation, they tend to block the areas of their body that could be potentially harmed. So what that looks like is your body posture turns into something where you might have more hunched shoulders, you're more protective, you're protecting your vital organs in the center, and we want to do the opposite of this. So the next strategy that I'm going to share with you is using your body posture to ground you. To do this, we want to imagine the complete opposite way that we'd be posing our bodies if we weren't feeling fearful. So that would look like pulling our shoulders back, putting our head up high, really presenting ourselves to the world and to any potential enemies or threats in a way that shows confidence and bravery, and that we're assured that we can handle whatever's coming our way. This can really help you to feel a sense of control and confidence in the situation. A really interesting part of this is that our body does have a biofeedback to it. So if we're sitting up straight and we're sitting confidently and we have our chin up and our chest exposed and we're posing as though we're very brave, it actually sends messages to our brain that we are not in danger. So it goes a long way when we're feeling really uncertain or unwell, or we're starting to feel like we might dissociate. To stand with this very open posture, it speaks to our bodies and really helps reassure our bodies that we're not in any danger. And the last grounding technique I'm going to share today is grounding in your present activities. So this is a little bit different than just grounding in your surroundings or grounding in your body. It's almost grounding through doing, or grounding through action. So what that looks like is it might even mean, I'm going to go brush my teeth right now and I'm going to pay really close attention to brushing my teeth. It really engages mindfulness, as I've mentioned before, because mindfulness can be so helpful with grounding, because it brings us into one present moment rather than having to pay attention to the scads of thoughts that we're having or all the stimulus around us that are really overwhelming. It really brings our focus to one thing, and we can usually handle one thing. Even if we can't handle all the other stuff, we can handle one thing at a time. So whether that's brushing your teeth, whether that's putting on some music and trying to dance and feel present in your body in that moment, or maybe it's going for a walk and feeling the air on your face. Trying to be grounded in your present movements, in your present activities, is a really great way to help ground yourself if you're having a rough time. Now, those are some really basic ways that you can ground yourself. And the nice thing about them is that they don't take a lot of materials. A lot of these things you have on you, a lot of them are just having you yourself in the present moment. And so I really like them for that reason. After this video, you may want to prepare yourself so that you have some things, like maybe you want to have some grounding stones or a bracelet with beads so that you're able to count them. Maybe you want to make sure that your photographs and your bills and everything is kind of laid out if you need a space in your home so that you can go to feel grounded and symbols of the present, but it really doesn't have to take a lot, and I think these strategies can be really helpful to you. So give them a try. I really want to leave you with some confidence that these techniques do work. Give them a try, practice them, see how they work for you. The other important thing is to do what works. If grounding in your body is just gonna, trigger you, don't try that one. Try something else. Try grounding in the present moment or grounding in your surroundings. Anything like that maybe takes you out of your body. Do what works for you. If this video is helpful for you, be sure to subscribe to the channel where we're going to be making more videos like this. Like the video, share it with a friend, leave us a comment, let us know what you want to see from the channel. If you're interested in booking a session with one of our counselors in Burnaby or North Vancouver, go to our website at parallelwellness.ca. Our counselors have complete bios on the website, and we have a book online button in the top right corner where you can go to book your appointment. We also love to be social and a source of positive, informative messages online. So don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you're interested in learning more grounding techniques that you can use at home, leave a comment in the comment section down below about what you're looking to work on, and I'll make a video on this. We'll see you in the next video.